What is happening, Magnus size? The Acolyte has been canceled. And from what I understand, there is now a backlash for it. From what I understand, there's also a petition to have season 2 completed. Okay. Oh boy. Here they've got around 5,000, 6,000 signatures now. It should be way more than that, correct? Considering it was so popular. However, I knew that the Star Wars theory would be just as happy as the rest of us with its cancellation. But he has a video talking about the backlash that this show's getting. Make sure you get over there and subscribe. Cool dude. Talked to him a couple of times on Instagram. Maybe we'll meet in person one day. He actually sent me a present that I wanted to do a unboxing for. I haven't found the time for it yet. But he's the man. He's the most loved Star Wars fan on YouTube. And he truly loves Star Wars, and I value his opinion. So let's check this out. And let's see what in the hell is going on with this damn show.
Yeah, here's another. What if the Acolyte was just bad? If people like me and YouTubers and whatnot have the power to cancel a show, then don't we have the power to make shows as well? All right, well, where's my Darth Vader show?
You damn right. Yeah, come on now. I mean, we have been asking them to make shows properly for years now. Several years now, and they have refused over and over and over. Tell you the truth, I've felt very powerless over these few years. But what it is now is that it's just the entire fandom does not like what they've been doing. The majority of the fandom does not like what they've been doing. At the end of the day, it's down to decimal points and zeros and ones and dollar signs. That's what it's all about. The dollar signs, how much they're making. Because the fact of the matter is, they will edit certain things, take certain things out just to play a movie in China so that they can get the money from China. So now that the majority of the American audience is showing that they don't want this garbage anymore, now they're going to stop doing it because it's all down to dollar signs. Virtue signaling crap.
Why wasn't the Kenobi show done well? Why are there so many problems in Star Wars? What happened with the Boba Fett show? Right, so if we have the power to destroy something, we have the power to make something too, but clearly that's not the case. It's all about numbers, and many of us were told not to.
What did I just tell you?
Because, hey, if you don't like it, don't watch it. It's exactly what we did. You know what? No.
Yep, as they told us. Now what's happening?
It's canceled.
Want to talk all that trash.
TheorySabers.com.
Ooh, yeah, the aftermath always gets interesting. You never really know what you get with it. But I'm here to talk about something on both sides of the fandom. I don't really want to drag this on too long, but I have something to say on both sides. Okay. On the first side, people like myself who absolutely despise the Acolyte think it's quite possibly the most horrible, poorly written project show that's ever come out in history.
My name is Stone Cold Steve Austin. I saw the Acolyte, and it was a big old piece of trash. If Vince McMahon was here, I'm sure he would say, "You're fired." And my son-in-law, Triple H, would say, if I asked him to watch it, he'd say, "No." And you know what? The fact of the matter is this, Vince. If The Undertaker were here, he would say, "Acolyte, rest in peace." Oh, yes. And one more thing, brother. The Acolyte, what you gonna do when the Star Wars fandom runs wild on you?
Especially for Star Wars, I have to say that, yeah, I'm happy that this is no longer getting
very
season
happy.
2. But I guess I'm a grifter and I just want to talk about how bad it is.
Yeah.
So wouldn't I want a season 2 if
Right.
that's the case? Anyways.
Oh, God, yes. Oh, if we were grifting on it, we would want a season 2. Let me tell you something. My morbid fascination with the failure of these projects now is gone. I don't want, man, when they would put out stuff, sometimes I'd be like, you know what, go ahead, put it out, because I'm going to review it. Let's just see if it's good. And every time, it was horrible. No matter what it was always terrible. And I just got bored with it. I'm bored with it. I'm done watching Live Leak. I'm done on Live Leak watching all these train crashes. I don't want to see it anymore. I'm done watching the carnage. I've had enough.
Continuing on to the main subject here. I see a lot of people that are doing the same thing that happened with the prequel trilogy. You know, they are just going after the actors. And listen, I don't like Leslie Headland. I don't like Amanda Stenberg. She's been calling fans racist for a while. She just released that stupid rap video that was horrible and just literally calling anybody who didn't like the Acolyte a racist. I think that kind of behavior is just so P-minded and so ridiculous. And it's honestly just like the weakest scapegoat that at this point it's losing any sort of value when you say that to someone, because it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's just your argument. Again, okay, cool, you're pulling out. And even so, I'd really like to say, hey, I think the best way is to not repeat the past, you know, what they did with Hayden and Ahmed and the prequel trilogy. Even though those guys never attacked fans, even though those guys weren't assholes to fans, they had no part and they were just actors. Right? They were doing their job. The same goes here. I'd say leave the actors out of it if you really...
Yeah, you know, my whole thing is this, you know, if you put something out there, if you say something to the fans or, you know, whatever, you calling people out, or you choosing to stand and plant that flag on a hill and tell people if you don't like it, don't watch it. If you don't like it, you're racist. If you don't like it, you're a istophobe. If you say all that stuff publicly, and then people come clickety-clack to your page, I mean, you don't think you were going to get a response? But then you've got certain actors that just did their job and left. That's it. They never had nothing bad to say, you know, when their projects come out, you know, just, oh, I hope it really does well. You know, I enjoyed filming it. The cast and crew was great. The director was great, you know, everything. You know, I don't expect them to get any type of hate whatsoever. Leave them alone. They're not saying nothing to you personally. But if you starting to attack people personally, what do you think's going to happen?
You want to express your anger, I would express it towards the writing of this show. Not necessarily the people behind it, but how shitty the writing is. How they've...
Yeah, because even the writers... Like, here's the weird thing. This is why, like, I just don't go after people like that. First of all, it's not in my nature to do stuff like that. But second of all, partially is because I don't know the true inner workings. Although we do know, we don't know at the same time. But we're finding out that, okay, you're just a writer trying to make it, right? You get hired by Disney. Hey, have you watched Star Wars? No? Great. Write us a story going from A to B, from these 2 points, okay? So then the fans are like, yo, this is garbage writing, but not realizing, and sometimes it has come out now that we do know, that they're asking these actors or these and these writers, have you even seen it before? No? Good. First of all, those questions to actors and to writers is the wrong question, okay, for making a great series. It's absolutely wrong. What you want is people that have knowledge of the series or the movies. You want people that are fans to work on it because their love is going to come out into that project, okay? So this stuff like this is just going to, it's just going to look bad, and you see what it's doing. People, you make people scratch their heads and make this face while watching Because they're like, do these people not understand how this universe works, how this world works, how the lore works? No, they don't. They were hired specifically because they didn't know.
Interjected so much garbage and politics and agendas. How the writing for the characters in and of themselves, even outside of Star Wars, was horrible. How the set design, the costumes, all that stuff. Go into detail on how trash that was.
Yep.
That, I think, is a much better argument. You know, here's what it does. When you go after the actors and you get ugly like that, it does two things. First of all, it's not very nice. Okay, so, you know, two wrongs don't make a right, right? When they're doing it to us, it's two wrongs don't make a right. An eye for an eye makes the world blind. The second thing is that it just allows for an easy way out for the people who are looking, because they know you're spitting facts. Mm-hmm. They know you have points against the show. And whether they want to defend it or not, they're going to completely disregard any facts you might have and your argument towards, you know, the lore of the show or what within Star Wars, and be like, oh, see what he's doing? He said this and this and this. Cancel him. Or she said that and that and that.
Yeah, because, see, what you'll notice a lot of times is if I hear about people saying stuff, I'll tell you what other people are saying back to them. I'll tell you how it's being taken and stuff like that. But I don't ad hominem attack back to these people that are calling us all these, you know, istophobes and stuff like that. No, because once you get angry like that and you go to their pages and you're calling them all out of their name, and some people, they make them so angry, they bring the racist out of them. Okay, they're making racist comments, or they're making misogynist comments, or they're making misandrous comments. They bring all the hatred out of these people because as fans, they're pissed off. And I don't like either side of that. You should never give hatred for hatred. I just let them perform. And then I say, see? Now that wasn't a good idea, was it? Or you'll see me make videos. I don't think this is going to be a good idea. I think it's a bad idea. I think it's a stupid idea. I don't think it's going to work. But I'll let you do your thing and we'll see. I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a chance. But I never wish hate on people. I never wish all the crazy things people wish on these people against their families and their children. Like some people, they just go too far sitting behind a keyboard with a cartoon avatar. You know what I mean? You don't know who they are. I mean, my avatar on my channel is a cartoon. It's animated, but people know who I am. I make videos. My face is here. You know who I am. But these people that hide anonymously behind this stuff, on both sides, it's insanity, some of the stuff that they say to people. So, you know, I refuse to let it live rent-free in my head like that. I make my videos, I say something about it, and I might make 4 or 5 more videos about a particular subject because it keeps coming up in the news. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that. But once I'm done, that camera turns off. You think it's living rent-free in my head? You must be crazy. You'll never be happy if you let negativity live rent-free in your head. Never. We have thousands. Choked on some spit there. We have thousands of great TV shows and movies from past years to go and watch that I could watch for years in review and still have more to do. You know, I could turn this into a retro reaction channel and do nothing but review that, talk about stuff like that, clips, everything. And it would take up years of my time to do that, just to go back to the old greats. You know what I mean? From the 2000s. From the 90s, from the 80s, from the 70s, from the 60s. That would take a very long time for me. I forgot what point I was going to, but yeah, I'm not going to let the negativity live rent-free in my head like that. Once that camera, done, upload the video, continue, enjoy my life, eat good food, go work out, go see the sunlight, go for a walk, go shopping, hang out with the girlfriend, talk to my friends. There's just a whole lot of stuff to do. than living online in negativity.
Against the actors. They're a horrible person, and it completely derails. So first of all, it's not very nice. You know, don't have to stoop to their level when they're doing it, when the actors are doing it. And second of all, and most times not, I don't feel like many of them do, but some who do, or yeah, they're assholes, and I don't like them. But I also don't think that it's best to just go after them. Just, you know, a dog's barking at you, let the dog bark, whatever. But in this case, I think it's best that if you really want to get on this show, just...
Yeah, that's why everybody that runs their mouth on my channel just gets blocked. See, I was bullied as a child, and what did I do? I just ignored the bullies. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people that engage the bullies, especially in my area, you know what I mean? They either got jumped, okay, because bullies travel in packs. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't nothing but a bunch of, you know, dudes trying to be tough in my area. You know what I mean? I grew up in the 80s and the 90s, right in those crossroads of the 90s when gangster rap, quote unquote, gangster rap came out, and everybody just wanted to sag their pants and be tough and sell drugs. And yeah, I mean, it was just all of that. Everybody just wanted to be tough. I was just a nerdy kid trying to enjoy life, trying to get by, trying to get good grades. You know, I ran track and this and that. And people had stuff to say to me. I just ignored them. And like, I've never gotten into one fight with a bully. I never got jumped by bullies. You know what I'm saying? And what's funny is I run into these guys years later and they're like, yo, man, yo, I was thinking about you the other day. How you been? I was wondering, yo, how's your channel doing? Yo, my kids watch you. They, like a lot of these guys I run into that were the bullies. They're all so proud of me and what I've built and what I've done and everything. And they finally grown up and realized a lot of the stuff that they did was just so stupid. And it's nothing but the same cycle. So, but now we have social media, we have internet. So a bunch of these bullies from towns all over the planet are all online and they get to do it anonymously and talk trash. You really think I'm going to engage you? No. I'm not. You're blocked. That's it. Bye. And that can live rent-free in your head. And trust me, I've seen accounts where I'm like, wow, I am living rent-free in their head continuously. You just go through their accounts. I saw this one. I was like, what the hell is this dude's problem? I was like, oh, good Lord. This person has like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 posts all about me. The obsession, the insanity, it's just, nope. Absolutely not. I do not think about Disney and Marvel and all this woke garbage when I turn that camera off. I am enjoying my life. When you're happy, you do not bother yourself with negativity. You don't. You don't. But when you're not, you obsess with it. It's literally like the dark side. You let the hatred fester. But in reality, it doesn't make you more powerful. This is just fantasy lore. Negativity weakens you. Let negativity brings darkness into your life and tragedy and bad things. These are the people where, you know what I mean, where it's not raining, it's pouring. All the time. Woe is me. I'm a victim. Look at these people's accounts. I stopped looking a while ago. I was just like, and I specifically noticed it only when I got on Twitter more full time. Because I never even knew it. For years, people were attacking me on Twitter. And I didn't know it. Like, people would tell me, they would come to the YouTube comments, like, yo, they trying to cancel you over on Twitter. And I would see stuff from time to time. But once I got on there, because I do like certain ways that Twitter is designed for me to find certain material. So now I'm on there more than I used to be. But I'm on YouTube all day. That's where I am. I'm just watching stuff or listening to stuff all day. But I do like that. But I remember when I first got on, I was like, yo, these people are sick. I'm like, and they're all like anonymous. They all got pronouns and they're all arguing over politics all day. I'm like, okay, Nope. Nope. I could never be a person like that. You only fill your life with joy and you'll be happy. Trust me on that.
Make it be known that, hey, yeah, this is garbage because of these reasons, and give your reasons. That's why I say always eloquently give your reasons, man.
Do me a favor when you're done. Go look up Tyrone Magnus on Twitter. And I want you to find somebody running their mouth because trust me, you'll run into it really quick. Do it and look at their profile. Just go to their profile and I want you to scroll and look. Guarantee you, you're going to see plenty of mental issues. You're going to see like, yo, okay. Like, yo, this person's got problems. Like a bunch of people live rent free in their heads all day. Like it's like a job. It makes me wonder how they function in real life. And I know they'll never be happy because it's like, I mean, you can't live off of negativity and be happy.
Respectfully give your reasons because it's just a much more elite way of going about things, and it gets your point across. There's no derailment whatsoever. I always remembered this when I was a kid. An eye for an eye makes the world blind. And Gandhi said that, and I believe it because there have been many times in my life where I've just constantly like kind of stooped to the same level because I was hurt or I was feeling pain, and I just ended up doing the same thing back. And it's just this cycle, man. So you just cut the cycle and get to...
Yeah, when I first started YouTube, I used to argue with people in the comments. I remember that. And I was just like, you know what? Absolutely not. I forgot how many times it happened, but it was the early years, like the first 2 years. Yeah, I would say the first maybe 2 years or so. I was just like, nope, absolutely not. I'm like, they're nothing but internet bullies. Banned. Oh man, you're stupid. You said that. Banned. All right. Well, all right. Like that comment. Okay, like that. No, I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna go back and forth. You know what I'm saying?
To facts, get to points. So that's that. You know, leave the actors out of it, even though some of them are complete assholes. I agree. They're not very nice to fans. But let them wallow in their own pity. Let them be in that mindset. And that's very sad for them. Maybe one day they'll progress in this life and they'll try to understand, hey...
Yeah, because you can get to one point in life and become successful but still be unhappy. Why do you think you hear about certain unalivings from rich people or successful people? And it happens way more than what you think of people that have money or a certain amount of success. Because listen, financial gain is only one part of certain collages of success or happiness. Exactly, of happiness, I would say. Because happiness, there's plenty of poor people that are happy. There's plenty of people that are kind of unsuccessful by the normal standards of what one would consider successful, but they're happy because they have their family, they have their family and they have their friends, they have their relationships, they might have a meager job, they have their bills are paid, you know, they're eating their good food, they're just enjoying their life. Nothing really stresses them out. Somebody I know told me they have a sister that's like that. There's like, it's like nothing really ever bothers her. Like bad stuff has happened to this person, but they never let it really bother them. You know, they're happy. That's it.
You know what? Maybe the show's just shit. Maybe I could have handled things a little bit better. Maybe I didn't have to attack fans. Absolutely, there are racist fans, and there are assholes, and all that out there on every side of the fandom, every side of life, every walk of life. Yep. But that doesn't mean that that's the majority. There are weird people, crazy people everywhere. Now, on the other side of this
Go to
video,
Twitter, you'll
I
find
also want to talk about the absolute psychopaths who are in love with this show and writing things like anyone who is happy about this, I wish your family death. I hope you die. I'm sending a curse on you. I'm seeing a lot of that on Twitter, on X, and I just really think that that is just ridiculous. This is one, for example, that popped up. Me in the Disney headquarters after they canceled the Acolyte, even though it was actually very popular. I can assume that this is a joke, but it's just not funny when you're talking about walking into a headquarter, walking into a place of business, walking to anywhere, and pointing a gun at people because you didn't like how they handled your media. That is just unhinged. And I've seen so many different things. I'm trying to find the freaking tweet. I didn't engage with it whatsoever, otherwise I could have found it. But I just thought it was like horrible that these people are just so full of hatred for anybody who did not like this show that they want to now go and kill anyone who is happy about the canceling of this show. Look at this one, for example. The Acolyte being canceled is just another example of toxic internet hate. The show never got a chance to breathe, and half the people hating on it never even watched an episode. It's not my favorite piece of Star Wars content, but it certainly didn't deserve to be axed. Well, it doesn't matter what deserves or doesn't deserve to be axed in your eyes. For Disney, it's all about money. It's all about views. If something is not profitable, they're not going to spend another 180 to 200 million dollars of their money on something that makes...
Caveat, at this stage, because they've been spending hundreds of millions of dollars on different projects and destroying Marvel and destroying Disney and other things that they have had their hands in. It's just now, they're probably so far in a damn hole or deficit, they're like, okay, we can't keep doing this.
No return. This was a dump for them. This wasted their money. They're going to write it off most likely. I don't know, I assume. But they're not going to go and renew this for a season 2. They'd be insane. It was the worst.
And we've seen insanity over these past few years, haven't we? Maybe they're finally sitting down, talking to their shrink, and they're finally... Okay, I'm gonna do better.
Rated worst watch show for Star Wars in history. I mean, when you're sitting at you're a boardroom executive and you're handling the finances and you're handling, you know, where does this company go next? Are we gonna dump our cash into something that really isn't gonna give us any sort of return? Not only that, but it's also going to destroy our fan base and alienate them. So they won't even come back for other things like merchandise or supporting some of the other shows and movies that come out. Because
I heard they discontinued, like they took down all the merchandise from the shelves or the websites right now. The websites, like you can't order no Acolyte stuff no more.
They're done. It's not even like you release a bad project once. You literally piss people off and alienate them. That's really bad. And you're spending money to do that. Holy crap, that's horrible. That's suicide. Company suicide, essentially. And if I'm not wrong, it was all of the Acolyte fans who encouraged everyone who talked poorly about the show to not watch. And that's literally what happened. People literally took the advice from Acolyte fans who said, don't watch the show if you don't like it. And now the show is canceled because they didn't watch.
Now it's only you in the minority giving it numbers and people that were reviewing it. And you see the numbers that, your numbers don't equal to money. Not enough money for Disney. Not enough money for Lucasfilm, for Marvel. No. Okay?
Because they didn't like it. It almost seems like we're living in some sort of a weird dictatorship where if you don't get what you want, then you should have been made to sit in front of the TV and watch it. For this show, for example. And I have a real problem with that. Like, look, like this tweet, man. It got a million views. That's crazy. Remember, the critics had nothing to do with the cancellation of The Acolyte. Only analytics, metrics, corporate interests, and most of all, viewership did. The show failed because it betrayed the brand and put an agenda before legacy, characters, and sincere storytelling. Absolutely true. They had a show that was really poorly written. It didn't go anywhere. Nope. The characters were unbelievably ridiculous. Not only that, but they jangled keys like Plagueis and Yoda, Ki-Adi-Mundi.
Yeah, the characters were weak. They were stupid. Oh, God.
And they shouldn't have ever done such a thing.
I like Smilo Ren, though.
And destroyed a whole bunch of canon from George Lucas where he said Sith weren't supposed to show up for 1,000 years. And all of a sudden now we're supposed to make logic of this. And this is supposed to be okay. Wow, these tweets are pretty bad, man.
And listen, I could even go with a great story that was written where it's like, okay, well, the Sith have been extinct for a millennia. Okay. But they could have been secretly making their comeback, using the Force to shroud themselves, right? Which they really were. But if you had just written it right, you could really, like, of course they could have been in hiding. Like, you know, the Jedi were supposed to have all been taken care of. But yes, there were some scragglers out there. You know what I mean? Like, I get that. But they just didn't do it right. Like is hanging out in the shadows like a perv.
And 4 years ago, Leslie Headland deleted 250 tweets bashing white men the day before Disney announced her show. She hired writers that would never even seen Star Wars, a fake Trekkie, and she...
If that's true, that's very interesting and telling.
He'd make the Acolyte woke. Lizzie Headland's failure is now complete. You want to read some of those comments to her tweets, which are now unavailable, go ahead. Damn, and it seems like Amanda Stenberg's diss track actually damaged the Acolyte's reputation with audiences. Hollywood knows attacking the fans hurts them, they just can't resist it. It was an easy target, in quotes, said one source of the back and forth's connection to the show's cancellation, and hurt the public perception of the show. It definitely did. I mean, when you do something like that, you know, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people that are racist, and, you know, it's horrible that we still live in a time where that exists, and homophobes exist, and all of that, sexism and all this shit exists, but at the same time, that's not everybody, right? That's a minority, I would feel like. I think most people just judge you based on you being a nice person or not. The Acolyte wasn't canceled because it's woke or because of incels. It was canceled because of the lowest viewed Star Wars show in Disney Plus, and it cost a fortune to make. Absolutely right. Here's another one.
And the wokeness led to it. We all knew that. Come on now. Everything woke turns to, you know what?
What if the Acolyte was just bad? If people like me and YouTubers and whatnot have the power to cancel a show, then don't we have the power to make shows as well? All right, well, where's my Darth Vader show? Why wasn't the Kenobi show done well? Why are there so many problems in Star Wars? What happened with the Boba Fett show? Right, so if we have the power to destroy something, we have the power to make something too, but clearly that's not the case.
Nothing's happening.
It's all about numbers. And many of us were told not to watch the show because, hey, if you don't like it, don't watch it. It's exactly what we did. And you know what? Now it's canceled. Yeah, I've seen tons of this. I love how people are blaming toxic Star Wars fans for the Acolyte being canceled when the final episode of the series was the reportedly lowest viewed of any Star Wars show. Again, man, just look.
See, here's the thing. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Would work if the minority of your fandom were the ones that were irritated. But that's not the case. The majority of your fandom were irritated. And when you say that to the majority, the loyal fans, the one that built you, they're the ones that's going to break you.
Look at the views. Look at the audience score here, 18%, and the tomato meter was 78%. This is what, like 50 people or 100 people? 300 people voted on the tomato meter, and then this is in the, what, 10,000s? Maybe even more. It's just ridiculous shite like this. Star Wars content has been the same boring blaster pew-pew media for years, and we finally get a show diving into Jedi Sith lore, and y'all get it canceled because the lead isn't a white man. No, it's because the show was shit and
had nothing to do with that.
Ahsoka, for example.
And the most liked two characters on there were Soul and Smile Ren, who were both Asian men, so don't even try that. Get the hell out of here.
Well, hey, that got a season 2. The Kenobi show. Lead was up to...
Yeah, I have no... I don't want to watch Ahsoka. I don't want to watch the second season. So, I don't know if I am. We shall see.
2 white men. Wow. You know what, actually, I don't even think Kenobi was the lead in his own show. I think it was Reva. So, hey... Even there you go. Riddle me that one. So I'm just scrolling under this one. There's just a few here that I found. Check it out. F Disney, F Lucasfilm, F Dave Filoni, F Jon Favreau, Kathleen Kennedy. It's just... oh, I didn't see my name in it. F Star Wars Theory, F Incels, F Grogu, F all of you. Well, that's... wild. I'm never going to effing go to bat for Star Wars again. Absolutely atrocious when this show was going viral every single day on here and had multiple renew campaigns by the fans. They've shown where their priorities lie, and it's in continually catering to a crowd of toxic incels.
Yeah,
I fully
right.
disagree with this. Their priorities aren't to cater to any side of the fandom. Their priority is in their pockets. Whatever makes them more...
You know what's funny? I said, when I first started getting on Twitter, I started seeing stuff about me being an incel. And I was just sitting there like... And it's funny, over the years, it seems to have gotten out that I have a girlfriend. And I've been with her for several years. Before that, I dated several women. I also had a long-term girlfriend. So I don't see incel anymore. You see, it shows you the weakness of them. They just label you something because they're angry at you. All of a sudden, you're an incel. It's a way of trying to shame you into not speaking out and giving your opinion. Think about it for a second, though. It is entertainment, which is important to us, but it is just entertainment. And I will not let it ruin my life. But these people try to ruin other people's lives because they don't like what they like. It's sick.
More money, they're going to go for that. And so far, they've thought catering to one side of the fandom, people who like The Acolyte, people who like hit shows like Kenobi and Book of Boba Fett, and that kind of writing is what they've been trying to cater to. Then, when they try to cater to good storytelling, they get shows like The Mandalorian, which pretty much all across the board,
First
except
two
for season
seasons.
3, brought Star Wars up. And that's really what
he knew. He knew to add that.
Is catering to a good story and not any side of the fandom or even their pockets. When you detach yourself from the outcome of anything is when you do the best you can. The Acolyte being cancelled makes me want to wage war on everything that white boys love. They couldn't let the series exist without war on it, so the movies and shows they like deserve the same treatment. Yeah, that's already happened to a lot of people by getting The Acolyte. That's like punishment enough. And the Kenobi show, which had our two most favorite characters, Anakin and Obi-Wan in there, and Darth Vader, and they just shat the bed on that. And then Book of Boba Fett. I mean, they ruined Boba Fett as well. It's like the annihilation of every male character, essentially. Look at it. Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, Boba Fett, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I mean, Darth Vader makes stupid decisions, can't even go around a fire, for example. Mandalorian gets sidelined pretty much in his own show as well in Season 3. And then with The Acolyte, it's like, you had Soul, which was, in the beginning, kind of a compelling character, and then he just withered into nothing and died. And that was all.
Yeah, he didn't do nothing for me at all. He didn't do anything for me at all. I was like, he's miscast. He's misused. Oh, Lord.
So his fault. He couldn't just let her kill him, murder him for nothing. They had to have him not say it's okay as she's murdering him so that she could have that.
It's okay, Asha. I love you. What? Man, who is his manager? Who is his agent that told him to?
Moment. He didn't let her have that moment, according to Leslie Headland in an interview. It's wild to me, man. It's wild. Anyways, there's a crap ton more like this out there, and if you come across any more, tweet them at me, let me know. I don't check Twitter very often. I kind of just upload my stuff and I bounce, and I don't really engage in much back and forths. I used to, but I just got too much going on right now with the Sabres, and I'm really trying to grow that company, and there's so much that needs to be handled for it. It is growing astronomically, so my focus is on that. My focus is on making videos and also growing Comic Theory, which is my comic book channel that I run with my friend Nick, and just having fun making content. So if you guys see anything, feel free to tag me. No promises, I'll respond. But if you want the cliff notes for this video, I think that we shouldn't be attacking actors, and I also think that we shouldn't be attacking anyone who dislikes or likes the show. The show didn't get renewed, and that is out of every one of our hands, and only in the real power at Disney, which is those boardroom executives. And those are the ones that call the shots and greenlight shows. Not even Leslie Headland has that power. It's really up to them. It's not up to us. Not enough people watch the show, and that's a direct indication of the show not being liked. Not being Star Wars, and therefore not getting renewed for a Season 2 at $180 million plus. Hope you all have a great day. Be respectful to everyone out there. And if you don't like something, always just say your points, speak your mind, and be eloquent, Be classy. James Bond style. As much as you can. Sometimes some people need a good F off. Just leave the actors out of it, and for the most part, just get your points across by the poor writing of the show.
Or you could be like me. They run their mouth, just block them. All right. And don't look at the happy comments. Okay. Block. You know what, man? I can't. You're blocked. All right. They loved the video. And the best part was when okay, heart. Okay, yeah, I loved this series. Heart, yeah, I liked it too. You know what, man? Blocked. All right. That's literally how I do it. That's like I can tell when a comment's negative, like immediately. Like some people write paragraphs talking trash. Like I'll see the first couple of words and I'm like, okay, they're clearly about to try to chew me out. And then I like scroll and I'm like, wow, they wrote like 3 paragraphs. People, I don't read your negative comments. I don't. As soon as I can tell, it's done. it's blocked. You're blocked. I'm not going to read them. Why would you think I would take the time to read a several paragraph comment? They think that, you know why? Because they're like that. Because they like arguing and fighting so much online that they read every word of comments that people say about them. So they think that we're going to do it. Nope. Nope. I didn't even get to the part where you said you hated my shoes. I didn't even get to that part because I saw the first couple words. And that's it. Just be classy. Just respectfully disagree. Be classy. And for the most part, don't engage. Trust me. I know some of you really like a great debate. Hey, if you can have a great, respectful debate with some of these people online, have at it. But if you can't, block and move on. Trust me. You will feel much better.
So, love you guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. The
Force
be with you.
Always. All right. Talk to you later. Theory. We had a good time here. This video, 40 minutes long. Oh, yeah. 10 million subscribers. Woo!